What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Blair and this is Throttle Blip. So in today's video, we will be doing an unboxing and comparing of the 5 helmets that you see in front of you. Now really quickly, before we get into things, I do want to mention all of these helmets were sent to me by the respective companies, with the exception of the 6D that was donated by Tim's Harley Davidson. Also on that note, if there's a helmet that you don't see here, just know that I did try to get one from all of the major manufacturers. These are the ones that we ended up with. If there's something that's not on this table that you do want to see, leave a comment. I'm happy to reach back out to those companies, show them your guys' comments, show them that you're interested, and try to make that happen. Also, if there's a helmet that you're interested here, go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, because I will be doing a long-term riding review on each one of these helmets coming pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Let's jump into the video. So let's talk about the Daytona Viper. Now, I'll be completely honest, Daytona was a company that was not on my radar. I just discovered them when I was looking into carbon fiber street helmets. I had never heard of them. I thought they were a new company. They're not. They've been around for a really, really long time. They just now started doing full face helmets, which paired with their price being the lowest one in the group at $420, made me kind of concerned that this helmet may not be the best. After it showed up, I took it out of the box, I put it on my head immediately, I checked it out. The fit and finish on this helmet is amazing. To me, it's on par with all of the other helmets that I'm going to show you guys in this video, but for a significantly lower price point. I would also like to say whoever I was speaking with at Daytona could not have been nicer. So thank you guys for sending the helmet and thank you for your kindness. Let's talk about some of the features that this helmet has to offer. So before we get into the details, let's talk shell sizes. The Daytona Viper comes in 2 different shell sizes. I looked at their measurement chart, and according to their chart, I was a large, which was surprising to me when all of the other helmets that I own are extra large, and all of the other helmets that I got for this review were also extra large, but I trusted their chart, I ordered the large, and I'm happy that I did. When I put this helmet on my head, although it is an intermediate oval, which is what I wear, that's what all the rest of the helmets in this video will be as well, it was slightly snug on the sides, but not to the point where I couldn't put it on right now and go for a ride and be comfortable. It's just gonna be one of those helmets that for my head shape will need to be broken in just a little bit, but I wanted to point that out because I wear an extra large across the board, and this is the only large in the group, and it fits. So as you can probably see, this helmet is pin lock ready out of the box. The visor is really, really nice in the way that it locks. You get that positive click feedback there. And then to unlock it, you just press this silver on the front, lift up. One of the things that I noticed was it locks out at the top and it locks out at the bottom. There are no locks in the middle. So we'll see in the test ride review, the long-term review of this helmet, if you're able to ride with it halfway closed. I know on some of those hot days, it's nice to pop it up just a little bit where your eyes are still kind of covered, but you are getting some of that airflow in there. Moving on to the buckle system, you'll see you have a quick attach, quick detach style buckle, a departure from most of just the double D rings that a lot of us are going to be used to. This is something I will be looking for in my long-term review to see if I like it. I love the idea of how quick and convenient it is, how easy it is to get it on and off. With this being a full face helmet and not a modular, when you make your stops, you're going to need to take it off. So this convenience may work out really, really well. Moving on to the liner, I was very pleasantly surprised when I put this on because it is super soft. I'm coming from a Bell Star helmet that leaves a little bit to be desired in the fabric department. This is a fully removable moisture wicking liner. And at this price point, I gotta be honest, the fit and finish of this helmet is on par with all of the other helmets that I'm gonna show you guys. So although I haven't ridden in it yet, I am very, very impressed with the Daytona Viper. Let's look at what comes in the box. You literally just have this small cloth bag for your helmet. Now this is gonna keep your helmet from getting scratched, keep it from getting dirty if it sits on the shelf for a little while. This is not a travel bag. I'm kind of picky about what I put my helmet in because I travel a lot with it. This is something I would put on my helmet before I put it in the actual helmet bag. But I'm not mad at this because at Daytona's $420 MSRP price point on this helmet, I think it's still a great value, pending that it rides as good as it feels and as good as it looks. I'm not that concerned with what's in the box or what's not in the box. Moving on to the 6D ATS-1R. This is a helmet that's been on my radar for a good while. I am a former moto guy, so I'm very familiar with the 6D brand. They have an amazing reputation for safety, so I was excited to get my hands on this helmet. Thank you to Tim's Harley-Davidson for making this helmet happen. So this helmet comes in 2 shell sizes. I went with extra large. It fits really well except for my temples. Now keep in mind, this is gonna be subjective. So although I have an intermediate oval shaped head, which is what all of the helmets are in this video, they're gonna fit everybody slightly different. So there's a slight pressure on my temples. Again, just like the Daytona, nothing that I couldn't put on and ride with and be mostly comfortable right now, but again, a helmet that I'm going to want to break in. So moving on to the shield, it's pin lock ready to go out of the box. There is no lockout in the down position, which I thought was strange considering this is more of a race style helmet. But the thing that I do like about this shield is there are 10 different lockout positions. We're kind of skipping some as we go. There's 10 different lockout positions on this helmet, which I really like, because as I said, sometimes it's nice to be able to just lock it out partially and let a little bit of airflow in there. Now you're going to notice a traditional D-ring style buckle, which is completely fine with me. You get a nice little chin curtain here. Now this is nice for motorcycle YouTubers like myself that are trying to run audio in our helmets because it helps keep some of that wind noise down. The liner in this is moisture wicking, it's fully removable, and it is a very different material than the Daytona Viper, but probably equally as soft. And I know to some people this may not seem like a big deal, but when you've been wearing a scratchy helmet for the last 2, probably even 3 years, like I have, you really appreciate companies that switch to a nice feeling fabric on their helmet liners. Now, overall impressions on this helmet out of the box, fit and finish is exactly what I would expect from 6D, which is top end. In my opinion, this is a really good looking helmet, so I naturally wanted to like it. I hope I do when I do the long-term test ride review on all of these helmets, because one of these is going to become my new go-to, and I feel like the 6D is definitely in the running for that. We'll talk about ventilation when we do those test ride reviews, so be sure you're subscribed if you're interested in the 6D ATS-1R. Now let's see what comes in the box. So you get a proper motorcycle carrying helmet. This is nice, it zips up. You can put your helmet inside here, travel with it, keep it safe and secure. You also get this nice side pocket, which can either be for gloves. I throw my Cardo in mine, and then usually some stuff for my camera setup for my helmet or my handlebar setup. But this is a really nice bag out of the box. Now it's $700. It's not the most expensive helmet on this list, but it is really high up there. So I would expect something like this in the box. You're also going to get these fog resistant lenses. By default, you get clear. Obviously you can order light smoke, dark gray, or yellow, which is a nice feature, just something a little extra in there, which always feels good. Next up on the list, we have the Simpson Ghost Bandit. Simpson was great when I reached out to them, so thank you for sending me this helmet, Simpson. So the first thing I want to talk about on this helmet is the shape. So Simpson is known for doing their own thing. There's no other helmet that looks like them, and that's something I can appreciate. Love it or hate it, they have their own unique way of doing helmets, but let's talk about some of the features. So as far as the shield goes, the Simpson does not lock out like the Daytona did. The 6D did not either. However, it does have a detent in the fully down position to kind of keep it locked. It's just not a lock. So there's 6 positions for this shield, which is really nice, including a full lockout all the way at the top, so it's sure to stay up. Your buckle on the bottom of the helmet will be the traditional D-ring, also a removable moisture wicking liner. Every helmet that we're gonna review is going to have that feature. I think that's pretty standard across the board. The liner in this one is nice. It's not quite as soft as the other two that we've already talked about. It is still nice, but this helmet out of the box fit like I've been wearing it all of my life. So the liner really was not a factor for me on that. It being so comfortable kind of took away all of that. So I'm really hoping that this thing does well in the long-term test ride review, because I am a big fan of the Simpson brand. I'm a big fan of the shape of this helmet, and it would be great if this could become my new riding helmet. So in the box, just like the Daytona, you get this small little soft bag. I would have liked to have seen a nicer bag like 6D did in it, and that's just based on the price point that this helmet's gonna come in at. I feel like it's a premium price point. It should come with a premium bag, and again, if you're like me and you're traveling with the bag, that's just more brand recognition for the helmet manufacturer. They can plaster their name all over the side of the bag and get a little bit more advertising out of it. But either way, fit and finish on the Simpson helmet is exactly what you would expect for a brand that's been doing it this long, so I'm very excited to review this one. Next up, we have the Scorpion EXO R1 Carbon Air, which is a mouthful. And I'll be completely honest, although I had no experience with the Scorpion brand, I always kind of had a negative connotation of them in my mind. I do not know why. As I said, I had zero experience with the brand, but a Western Power Sports rep brought this into a dealership that I was working with. Happened to be in my size. I put it on, and I was pretty sure it was the most comfortable, best feeling helmet that I had ever put on my head ever across any category, on-road, off-road, whatever. This was probably it, and it may still be. This is an extremely comfortable helmet. Let's get into the features. So this is one of only 2 helmets in this whole lineup that comes in 3 shell sizes. Now, why is that important? The more shell sizes a company offers, the better fit you're likely to receive. Also, it won't be bigger than it needs to be. For example, if you wear a large and they only have 2 shell sizes, you will have an extra large shell, meaning the helmet will be bigger than it technically needs to be, which sometimes can look kind of silly. Some people care about that, some don't. I happen to care how the helmet looks. Now, as far as your shield, you do have a fully locked out lock position on the shield, which was really nice. You also have a ton of adjustability and lockouts, fully locked out on the top, pin lock ready to go. Your buckle on the bottom will be the traditional D-ring buckle with a removable moisture wicking liner inside. And I think the liner, it's both the softness and the material that they use on the pads that made this thing so incredibly comfortable. You've got a really nice chin skirt as well as a neck skirt back here on the back. Now you can take these off if it's not something you want to use. But again, for someone like me who's trying to keep the helmet quiet inside, those are really nice features. I really like the slim profile that this helmet has going down the sides. I think from all angles, this is a really, really good looking helmet. This helmet checks all the boxes, so I'm really looking forward to the long-term review on this one. Let's see what comes in the box. So the first thing we'll talk about is the helmet bag, and although it is one of the smaller little soft bags like I was talking about earlier, it's a significantly upgraded material. This is a lot thicker, this is a lot nicer. It's fleece lined. They spent some money on this and it shows, so good job to Scorpion on the helmet bag. You also get this. Scorpion packaged their helmet better than any of the other competitors for what that's worth. Some people, again, they care about packaging, some don't, but Scorpion did a really, really good job. So this is going to be your pin lock lenses, fog resistant, which is really nice that it comes in the box. And you do get another shield in the box. All of these helmets are going to come with a clear shield, which I think they are required to have. And all of these helmets are going to offer tinted shields, whatnot. And that's what this is. You see it's kind of a smoked lens here. Really nice that it comes in the box because these things can run 60, 70 bucks, sometimes more in certain cases. So good job to Scorpion. This kind of feels like a very complete package, and I can't wait to ride with this helmet. And last but not least, we have the Ruroc Atlas 4.0. The main reason I wanted to include this in the lineup is based on all the controversy that I saw on YouTube floating around about Ruroc. Now, I'm really not interested in that, and we won't get into that. All I cared about was, is this a good helmet? So out of the box, I gotta say, fit, finish, quality, felt really, really good. Now, like the Scorpion, this one is going to come in 3 different shell sizes, which I really, really liked. Now, with your shield, there is no lock at the bottom, but you do get a ton of lockout positions to rock the shield in. Looking at the buckle on the bottom, this one is unique. This is something that I had never seen, and it took me a second to figure it out, but it's kind of a fidlock style buckle. It's magnetic. All you have to do is get it close. It locks itself in there. I've never ridden with a buckle like this, so I'm curious to see how that one's gonna go. It's really easy to attach and detach, but I need to know that it's secure. I'm sure I would hope, not sure, I would hope that they've done their testing. I've been manipulating it, messing with it before the video, and I wasn't able to get it to come loose without pulling this tab, so hopefully it's good. Just like the rest of them, moisture wicking, fully removable, washable liner inside with the really nice neck curtain. This was also a really comfortable helmet to put on. I don't know what I was expecting, but I guess because I've seen so much stuff about Ruroc online that maybe I had a negative connotation, but it's not based on the quality of their product. I mean, the screws that hold the shield on, you don't need a tool to do it, which is nice, but just these being metal, all your little touch points feel really, really premium, and this is a very comfortable helmet. I love the styling of this helmet, with the exception of this. Just being transparent, I do not love this portion of the helmet. If this was different, I think this thing looks great. It's also a very low profile when it's on the head, which is important to me. So that was nice. I cannot wait to ride in this helmet and see how it handles the wind, see how the wind noise coming in the helmet is, see how the ventilation is, and see what all the fuss is about. Now let's look at what came in the box. So I do want to mention, for what it's worth, also really nice packaging. So you get the cheaper style helmet bag. This one is still better than the original ones that I was showing you guys. Not quite as nice as the last one, but still much nicer than the first two. I think 6D still wins with their full-on carrying case. You get a smoked shield in the box, which is super nice. And these also look like, if you're not going to run Bluetooth setup in your helmet, This will fill those speaker holes to keep the helmet a little bit more quiet. These could probably also be used to push the speakers closer to your ears if they sit too far in the helmet. So nice touch from Ruroc. So now that I've unboxed all of these helmets and done a hands-on review, I want to spend some time riding in each and every one so that I can do a individual long-term review on each model. The main thing that I'm going to be looking for in those videos is the ventilation, the noise inside the helmet, the wind buffeting, the overall comfort of the helmet, and then a little bit more quality control, as in I put some wear and tear, I put some miles on the helmet and see how they hold up. Hopefully that's something you guys want to see. If so, let me know which helmet you guys have your eye on. And if there's one that's more popular than the other, I'll try to get that video out first. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Again, big thanks to all of the helmet companies that sent me these helmets, as well as Tim's Harley Davidson.